These are notes from Mel Hom's Math 120 online at CSN section 1.5. So we'll share the screen here. Section 1.5. Homework is 1 to 61 odd, skip 47 and 49, page 43. So here's a picture of some of the problems. Up to about 15. Some more. Bottom. And some more on the next page. Page 44 it looks like. And we have to go up to 61, I believe. So that's that. And then for the answers in the back, 1.5, here we are at the bottom. So we have access to the answers for section 1.5. Okay. All right, so 1.5, page 43, number 1, they give us the formula for perimeter of a rectangle, 2L plus 2W, twice the length plus twice the width. They give us a W is 50 feet, perimeter is 300 feet, and find the length. So I plug in 300 right here, 50 right here. 300 equals 2L plus 2 times 50. 2 times 50 is 100. Subtract 100. 200 equals 2L, divide by 2. So the length is 100 feet. Problem number 7, they give you an equation, 2x minus 5y equals 20, and you're told to plug in y equals 2. So I plug in 2 right there. 2x minus 5 times 2 equals 20. 5 times 2 is 10. Add 10 to both sides. 2x equals 30. Divide by 2, x equals 15. Number 15, y equals 20 divided by x. To tell you to plug in x equals 10. Well, 20 divided by 10, 2. Part B, plug in x equals 5. 20 divided by 5, 4. 21, now we're solving for one particular variable among many. Okay, so the original equation was volume equals length times width times height. Formula for the volume of a box. It's a three-dimensional analog to a rectangle in 3 space. You have length times width times height. Anyway, you're told to solve for h. Isolate the h by dividing both sides by LW. You can do it all at one fell swoop. You don't have to do one variable at a time. Just divide the whole thing. And by convention, we usually solve for the variable and put the variable on the left. So I write it as h equals v over LW. Okay, next one, 23. P equals A plus B plus C. This is the perimeter of a triangle. You have 3 sides, A, B, and C. And you just add them up and find the perimeter. Okay, solve for A by subtracting B and C. And once again, you can do it all at one fell swoop. You don't have to have separate steps for each. Just subtract B and C all at the same time. So A is equal to P minus B minus C. Again, I know that when you cancel, A is on the right-hand side, but by convention, we put the variable that we're solving for on the left. So we write it like so. 29, 2x plus 3y equals 6. Solve for y. So subtract 2x on both sides. That gives me 3y equals 6 minus 2x. Divide by 3. Y equals 6 minus 2x over 3. Technically, that's correct, but you want to get used to a certain form called mx plus b. We'll be doing that shortly. So if I keep going and divide 3 into each, so 6 divided by 3 is 2. Negative 2x divided by 3 is negative 2/3 x. And just turn it around to negative 2/3 x plus 2. That way it looks like something called mx plus b. That's the slope-intercept form a lot of you are familiar with. So, but for this problem, you could stop there, but you eventually want to get used to this fashion. Y equals mx plus b, negative 2/3 x plus 2. Here's 35, solve for w. P equals 2L plus 2W, perimeter of a rectangle, which is the same formula as problem number 1, incidentally. Solve for W. So get rid of the 2L, subtract 2L. P minus 2L equals 2W. Divide both sides by 2. That's supposed to be a 2 there. It didn't come up very well, so I put 2. Okay, and again, the W is isolated on the right, but by convention, put it on the left. So W equals P minus 2L divided by 2. Okay, 41A, y minus 1 over x equals 3/5. They tell me to solve for x. So first I'll multiply both sides by x, multiply this by x, multiply this by x, this cancels out. Y minus 1 equals 3/5 x. Add 1 to both sides, and the y is isolated. Y equals 3/5 x plus 1. Okay, you're trying to solve for y. I'm sorry, not for x. You're isolating the y in this instance. 45 has fractions, so I try to get rid of the fractions. So solve for y. Negative 1/4 x plus 1/8 y equals 1. Okay, I don't like the fractions, so multiply both sides by 8. 8 times negative 1/4, negative 2x. 8 times 1/8 y is y. And 1 times 8 is 8. So that looks a lot better. And then just add 2x to both sides. Y equals 2x plus 8. Okay, then we have some questions involving percentages. What number is 25% of 40? Okay, anytime you see is, that's equals. What number means x, the variable, you don't know what it is. 25% as a decimal is 0.25. Of means multiply. So 0.25 times 40. X, what number, is equals 0.25 times 40. So the answer is 10. You can punch that in your calculator. 55, what percent of 28 is 7? So what means x. I do have to remember to put my answer as a percent later though. Of means times. 28 is equals 7. So I solve this. So divide both sides by 28. X is 7 over 28, which reduces to 1/4. And you can multiply that by 100% to get 25%. Or you could realize that 7 over 28 as a decimal is 0.25, and then multiply that by 100%, giving you 25%. Okay, finally 59. 32 is 50% of what number? So 32 is equals 50% as a decimal is 0.50. Of means times, but if I don't put anything, it's understood to be multiplication. Times what number? X. Okay, solve for x by dividing both sides by 0.50 and punch it in your calculator. X equals 64. All right, so these are notes for Mel Hom's Math 120 Online, section 1.5.